In this tutorial, we will learn about the interactive rendering feature, which is a feature relevant to the VRay engine used for rendering in 3ds Max 2021. And it's also available in other versions, but that's how I will explain it to you. And this VRay version I'm using here, it's VRay 5. So in interactive rendering, you can watch and continuously see every single change we perform for movement, for changing lighting, for changing material. And here in this tutorial, I will teach you how to use this feature with different lighting systems. So first, let's make sure we are using the VRay engine as our default renderer. From Customize menu, you open Customize menu and you open this Custom Defaults switcher. You will find here a list of switcher and you will pick max.vray, this one on the left side. And you will press set. Of course, I won't do this because I already use it as a default renderer, and it will take around 10 seconds according to your device. And here I can press set, and that's it. I can make sure that this is my rendering engine by pressing on render setup, or just press F10 from your keyboard. So here the renderer VRay 5, whatever the version of it, and production rendering mode. Let me change here the output size if you wish to have it. We have the default output size, width 800 and height 800 as well, and I will keep it the same it is. If I use the render production using Shift Q or Shift and F9, I will press it. So we can watch how a single frame will be rendered using VRay. Here, as you can see, I see nothing because I don't have any lighting, because Scanline and other renderer are different than VRay. VRay always require having a lighting in the system. So I will stop this and I will add, let me first add a plane as a floor. I will put it here and I will press F to go to the front view so I can make sure it's perfectly positioned. So now let me turn back to perspective by pressing P, and now I need to add a light. So here from lights I will change photometric to be VRay, and I will add a VRay light. Before I can add the light here in this area, I have different types of light. If you're familiar with 3ds Max, you can skip this minute. I have plain light, dome light, sphere, mesh, and disk. And here I will pick the plain light. I will go to the top view, pressing T, and I will drag it to be just right here. Okay, so now again, I will return it to the front view so I can raise it up. Can pick it from here, raise it to be in this position, press P to return it back to my perspective view. So now let me do the rendering one more time, and that's what we can see. So I go to settings, and let me make sure to make this light invisible by opening the option and make it invisible. Right now the lighting is too vivid and I still can see this because it's not interactive rendering. So let me first reduce from render setup. Let me reduce the value. Let's make it 320 by, or maybe 640 by 480. And I will render this again. Let me close this setting. See what we have got here. Like you see, we still have this too much lighting. So I want to see what will happen when I change my lighting setting. Make it smaller so I can select the light. So I will first press on this icon to start the interactive rendering. It's rendering again, so I go here to my light and let me change, let's say the multiplier, that's too much, 30. Let's make it 15. And as you can see, lighting is reduced instantly. Let me make it 10. So I reduce the lighting. I would like to make the mode of lighting temperature, so it's not color. And let me reduce the temperature. It's 6500 Kelvin. I will reduce it to 3400. So as you can see, rendering here is interactively changing based on my setting. Let me reduce it one more time, the temperature, and that's what we can see. Let me zoom in so you can see better. Okay, let me change one more thing. Let me restore the invisible again. Let's make the light visible so you can see it returning back. Let's make it invisible again, and finally we can adjust the level of temperature. Let me make it 3000. That will work fine for me. So as we can see here, in interactive rendering, you can see any change you perform instantly on the screen, on the rendering here, no matter how much the resolution we are using, but that works better for me for the lesson, so you can see every detail running. If you want to return back to the render production of a single photo, I will press this stop, and we will return back to normal rendering or one single frame rendering. So if I change this to, let's say, 20 in the multiplier, nothing happened here until I will press render one more time. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you like it. I hope you also follow future tutorials by pressing the notification button. Thank you. See you later.